Shakas, aloha crafty friends, it's Maka from Makaz Home. I'm here today with a quick share. I am turning a card kit into several cards, 15 cards. One kit, 15 cards. I'm going to share with you the kit. It is my monthly card kit from the Stamps of Life. And if you have been following this channel, you know I belong to another kit of theirs called the Die Hard kit. I did an unboxing of that and I will leave that link here. But we did receive the set of stamps in that kit as well as some dies. And then in this kit, I'm going to take everything out of the box. So, whoa, look at all of this goodness. We always get these inspiration cards. Helps get your creative juices flowing. They also have a photo gallery on their website as well at thestampsoflife.com. So we get a pack of A2 size white envelopes. We also get this folder every month to contain our kit. We got 2 spools of ribbon, and one is this gingham, purple gingham, and then the other is this black. But that's the 2 spools we get. We got these beautiful jammies, and they all coordinate. See the purple ribbon and the jammies. And then we got some of these black puffy heart, puffy stars. They're stickers. We also got these puffy heart typewriter stickers, and then these sentiments that say happy birthday, hello, you're my favorite person, and hi. I'm sorry if there was a glare, but everything coordinates. We also get a sentiment die usually in the kit, and this one says see you soon, and it's a not bad size. We also got a bonus for being a Die Hard Club member, and it is a 2022. I'm not sure if there's a glare, so let me just quickly take this out of the packaging for you. But there it is, and it comes with a shadow piece. Almost looks like a license plate. So we did get that. We also got these, I don't know if they're die cuts or stickers. Let's see. They are stickers, and they're ready-made sentiment boxes that you could just use as sentiments inside your card. You could also use them for scrapbook pages. I was thinking of turning my kits into scrapbook pages. I'd be interested to know if you would be interested in seeing that. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know. If I get enough people that want to do that, I might switch it up and do scrapbook pages instead of cards for a little while. But we also receive double-sided 6x6 paper pad. Actually, they could be 6x6, 6x9. She surprised us all the time. She keeps us on our toes, that's Stephanie Bernard. And so, how cute are all of these papers, and that die here that I showed you, it'll cut these out. Love it, how easy she makes it. So it's just double again, but you can hear the quality and weight to the paper as I flip through it. We also get cardstock, of course, in coordinating colors. They're 8.5 by 11 sheets. Sorry for the crinkling. But here is the color palette that we are working with this month. And you get quite a few paper. And then you also get a die. And lately we've been getting these card die sets. And this is a flipping stair. I'm not sure. Oh, A1 center step card die set. So that's what it comes out to be. It stands up, I know that. And then you get a few flower pieces to go with it. So yeah, stay tuned for the 15 cards out of the one kit. You know, I could get more cards out of it, but we're just showing you the 15 sorry for all the crinkling. We're just showing the 15 that I get out of it this time. Stay tuned. We'll be back. So for the first card here, I have a card base that I cut out of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, that purple base, and that measures 8.5 by 5.25. And then the dotted paper, the pattern paper you see there, that measures 4.25. I'm sorry, 5 by 5.25. And then I got the, I just made a ribbon out of the black. I made a bow out of the black ribbon that came with the kit. And then that typewriter was one of the puffy stickers that came in the kit. And you see me just adhering it to the card base. And then the black and white type, that one there, that strip is 2 inches by 1.5 maybe, but you know, you could just use a piece of scrap and do the fishtails on it and then add it. So it's a very simple card to start off with. And I'm just lining it up just above that strip of banner paper. And I'm adding an adhesive dot, a very strong adhesive dot from Dots. And I'm going to adhere it right next to the typewriter. Right there. And I'm just adhering that what's up that I cut out from the paper pad. They had a few circle sentiments that I cut out from the paper pad that came with the kit. And this one says what's up. And I'm just adding it there between the tails of the bow. It looks like I'm choosing which one I want to add. And I finally picked the what's up one. And I'm adding actually pop dots, foam dots to the back of it so that it is elevated a little. And it just gives the card dimension. And then I decided to add a little more just to step it up a little by adding the black puffy stars that come with the kit, the stickers. And there's 3 random sizes on the sheet and I just chose one of each size. And that completes the first card. This is card 2, and again I have a card base, A2 size card base that I've already scored and folded. The dotted paper there you see is the 4 by 5.25. And then I also cut out a piece of paper that was 2 by 3.5, I believe. That's what I made the page banners out of. And they're actually just scraps. After I cut down my paper, those were like some of the scraps that were left behind, and I just added the fishtails to make a banner coming vertically on the front of the card. And I did the same with another piece of scrap that I got, and that one looks like it's about 1 inch, and added the fishtails as on that as well. So that's the way to use up the strips that you end up with after you cut down your paper. The paper is 6 by 6, and I made the bases, you know, 5 1/4 by 4, so there's 2-inch scraps mostly. There was that die that came in the Die Hard Club that said hi. It was with the typewriter, and it had a shadow piece, so I cut that out of the pink, the shadow piece, and then the white I cut the hi out of. And then I also have those circles with the sentiment on it that I cut out of the paper pad that I received in the club card kit. And I'm just showing you, I'm adding the foam dots to give it dimensions so there's interest on the card front. And I'm just going to adhere that over the banner at the top left. And that completes the front of that card. I'm just adhering it here to the card base that I've already folded and scored and folded. I do use the glitter glue. Is that what it's called? Art glitter glue. I use the art glitter glue to adhere my things. And this one is a top folding card. Most of my cards open, you know, from right to left, but this time I decided to switch it up. I always want to make the top folding cards, but I forget about them. I always make, you know, the right to the left opening cards and not bottom to top. But that completes this. And then I added these jewel gems that came in the kit just to finish the card off. This next card, same thing. I've already cut down the card base and scored it. I've cut down the card panel, or that piece right there. It's 2 by 4, I believe. And I'm attaching it to the card panel, which is 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm just making sure it lines up great. I used a lot of the scratch paper, like I've said previously. This is just a 1-inch scrap paper from, you know, making the card bases. And so I'm just going to trim off the excess, because I believe that is a 1 by 6, 1 inch by 6 inch. So here I'm cutting off the card base, and then I had a scrap paper that I just made a little banner out of that I'm going to add there in the top left-hand corner. And then some more of those circles that I cut out of the paper pad. And they say thank you. All 3 of them, they're in different colors. I'm going to stagger them on the card. And then the third one. And then I'm going to take that card base, or card panel, and apply it to the base. But before I do that, I'm going to add the sticker. I just took one of the star stickers from the puffy star stickers that were in the club kit. And I'm going to attach this panel down to the card base and call it good. This also is a vertical flipping card, and so the dimensions are 4 1/4 by 11 1/2. I'm sorry, 11. So 4 1/4 by 11, and then you score at the 5 1/4 line, 5 1/2 line. So this is card number 4, maybe 5. But that piece right there is a 2" by 2" by 5¼ And like I said, you end up with scraps because the paper is 6x6. And so most of the panels I cut are 4 by 5¼ so there's still a 2" strip on the paper. That's how I get the scrap. And then this 1" scrap, and then I'm just gonna cut the excess off of that hangs over the panel as well. And all of this paper that I'm using is all out of the paper pad that I showed you in the unboxing earlier in the video. And so here we go, cutting off the excess overhang. And I'm using more of those circles from the pad that I cut out. I think it says, "What's up?" and I'm not sure the other one. It might say "Hello there." I don't remember. Pretty sure it says "Hello there." And then one more. "Just a note" is the third circle that I added to that. And then I'm just gonna, I think, add some jemmies once I adhere the panel down to the card base. And there we go. Here are the jemmies that I'm adding, and I'm just doing like 3 grouping clusters. And there's 3 different sizes of jemmies on the sheet that we received. And so I've just taken one of each size and put them in the little tri-cluster that I've added to this card. And that's it. So card number 4. This next card, I've already cut out the card base and I've already scored it and folded it. That polka dot paper right there is from the paper pad, and that measures 4 by 5¼ This ribbon is ribbon just from my stash. And I just cut a piece that's long enough to fold around the 4 by 5¼ card so I can adhere it to the back. And then I usually cut like a 2 or 3" strip, and I make this knot on the longer strip. I hope that makes sense. And then I'm just cutting fishtails here. And adjusting it so it can look pretty. And there you go. I'm just gonna secure the ends behind the panel base with some pop dots. And see how I fold it behind the panel base. And there you go. Voila. I'm just straightening out the bow there. I also have that 2 by 3" rectangle that I am adding there. Kind of toward the center of the card, but more closer to the right hand side. And then on that, I'm going to add this die cut high that I cut out of the die that we received in the die hard kit. And then I'm adding another one of those circles with the foam dots to give it dimension. And that one just says hello. And then I'm going to attach it to the card panel. I'm going to attach the card panel to the card base. And that should complete the card. But then I decided to add these jemmies just to add a little more something. And I do ones toward the bottom as well. And that's it. Card number 5. This next card is on that purple card base. I have this 1-inch strip from the scraps that I'm added to the gray card panel. And that panel measures 4 by 5 1/4. I'm just cutting off the excess overhang. And then I got another one of those sentiments that are in the circles from the paper pad, and I again popped it up with foam dots. I've added this hello is what it says to the typewriter itself, and the typewriter was in the paper pad, and we received a die that could cut it out, and that's exactly what I did. And I just put it on the panel at an angle, just making sure it's securely fastened to that card panel. I'm gonna adhere that panel to the card base. And again, this is a flip one, so I just want to make sure the dimensions I mentioned earlier are correct. So you have an 8.5 by 11 paper that you cut down the middle, so you end up with a 4 1/4 by 11, and then you score it at the 5 1/4 mark. So I'm just adding more of these jemmies just up there in the right top corner, and I'm going from the biggest size to the smallest size, like that. And that should complete this card. Card number 6. This video is really long. This is the first time I've done a video like this with the, one kit, 15 cards. I probably could have made 20 cards, but this was good enough. So that banner that I have the fishtails on, it's just a 1-inch scrap piece that I have from cutting this kit up. And so I just adhered it along the left-hand side. I have another 1-inch strip of paper I'm going to overlap on that stripe one. Both I've added those fishtails to. So there's that one. And then I cut that high out, and I'm adhering it to a pink block. I believe that was a 1-inch paper, and I just cut it down so it fit the high. I don't know what the exact dimensions are. I also added a pink heart jemmy for the dot for the high that I had from my stash. I'm adding these black puffy stickers that came with the kit, and those two came with 3 different sizes, so I've just used all different sizes. I'm going to adhere that panel now to the card base. And that will complete card 7. Card 7. If you like the cards that I've been making, please give me a thumbs up. Like this video. Feel free to share it with your crafty friends. On this next card, I just have a white card base. I have a pink card panel. And here we go. I'm going to make that tie again for the front of this card panel. And I just took the shorter strip of ribbon and I am tying a knot around the longer strip of ribbon. And then I adjust the bows so that the ribbons are all straight and that the tails of the knot that I tied are in the front of the bow, in the front of the longer strip. And then I make the fishtails. I like how the ribbon looks with the fishtails. I don't like plain ends anymore. So here I am securing a dot to the end so I can secure it to the pink panel. There you go. I also have a block that I've cut out, and that looks like 2.5 by 3.5 block that right there, that pattern paper that I'm also overlapping over a circle that I cut out. I think it's a 2-inch circle die. And then I just add this word, the word hi, one of the other circles I cut out of the paper pad. I'm adding foam dots to pop it up. Like so, in the bottom right hand corner. And then I believe I add some stars, some puffy star stickers from the kit. And that's the card panel. I'm going to adhere it now to the card base. Make sure I get some adhesive on that little ribbon. I don't want it coming out of the card. Just lining it up so it's centered on the front of the card base. And that completes card number 8. For this next card, I just have a white panel for the card base. I have this 2-inch strip that I'm adding to the front of the card panel. And then I take the 1-inch strip and center it. I believe it's centered. It could be off-centered on that 2-inch strip. Yeah, it's a little off-centered on the 2-inch strip. And then I'll cut off the excess that hangs over the card panel. Like so. I then add that stitch die cut circle a little above the center. Or maybe I did center it. And then the puffy sticker has a sentiment on it, and that was from the card kit as well. And then I'm just adding some of these jemmies to the bottom of the sentiment, as well to the bottom right of the sentiment, as well as to the top left of the sentiment. And then I take that card panel and I will adhere it to the card base. And I believe that is the end of card number 9. Card 9. This next card, I have a sentiment circle that I cut out of the paper pad. I added that to the typewriter paper. I also have this rectangle that I believe is 4 by 3. And I've added it to the card panel that is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I'm just going to put the typewriter at an angle, kind of toward the middle. And this typewriter, like I said, we have the die that cut out the image from the paper pad. And so the keyboard part of it, I am going to end up raising that with foam tape, I believe. Yep. There's the foam tape. I'm just taking off the paper backing. And there goes the keyboard. I put one of those pink gemmies that we got in the kit for the eye, and then I'm going to add some of these puffy stars. And then adhere that panel to my card base. My card base. And that is card number 10. This next card, same thing. I have a panel that is 4 by 5 1/2, 5 1/4. I have this strip of white paper from my stash. I don't know how big it is, but I just put it diagonally across that panel. And then I add another circle sentiment from the paper pad to the typewriter. I think it says hello there. And I'm just cutting off the excess from that white strip of paper I added to the panel. Sorry, I'm at the bottom of I wasn't in frame very well. But I'm just adding the typewriter there at an angle. I'm just going to glue it down over that white piece of cardstock. That it helped bring the image out more. Because the pattern was so busy in the back, I needed something to break up the typewriter and the pattern from the back. And so that's why I used the white. I'm just adhering or putting adhesive on the keyboard, which I will adhere, and now realize that I should be in the center of the camera. I will add some gemmies, those pink gemmies that we received in the kit. when I was peeling off the jemmies, I had to make sure that adhesive backing was coming with the jemmy. Sometimes when I was pulling them off, the jemmy was just coming off without the adhesive. And so here is the panel that I'm going to adhere to the card base. And this card is complete. Card number 11. For this next card, I have the card panel that is 5 1/4 by 4. I have this strip of paper right here that I'm putting the adhesive on. That is a 1 inch by 5 1/4. And then I also have a ribbon that I'm going to attach in that pink spot. I just added glue dots to the ends of the ribbon so they can be secured on the panel. And then I also have I think it's a 2.5 inch stitch circle that I cut out. I'm adding that to the middle and toward the right of the card. I'm going to stick that high sentiment on that circle stitch circle there. And then I do have a bow I made out of the ribbon as well that I am going to adhere at the top of the stitch circle. I do end up fishtailing those tails from the bow. I think I do also end up securing the tails down to the card. Right here, I do. I thought I remembered doing that. And then I'm gonna grab some of the jemmies and add them to the card right on the bottom, the right bottom. And then I adhere that panel. It's crooked, so I want to even it out. There you go. Then I adhere that panel to the card base. And then that card is complete. Card number 12. And then for this next card, I've already assembled most of it. So the pattern panel is 5 1/4 by 4. I wrap that ribbon around that panel. I have another stitch circle that I am adding to the panel. My glue is stuck. I always forget to put the pin back in so it doesn't dry out, and then when I go to use it again, the glue is stuck, so I have to stick the pin in it to release the stuck glue. But so then I put that stitch circle die. I'm just cutting, I want to say it's 2 by 2 maybe. And I'm just actually cutting a white piece to adhere the sticker sentiment to right there, just to add layer and to bring it out more. And then I adhere that in that circle right there. And then I will add some maybe I don't add anything. I'm just adjusting the knot. So I will be adding this to the card base. And that would be card number 13. This next card, there's a 1-inch scrap piece that I'm going to adhere to the 5 1/4 by 4-inch panel. There will be some overhang, so you'll just need to cut that overhang off like I do. Excuse me. Cutting the overhang off. And then that piece is a 2 by 3. It's probably a 2.5 by 3. And I'm just layering that on the card as well, on the card panel. I've adhered that sticker already to a white card base and left about 1/8 of white space around the sticker. And it is a puffy sticker in the kit. I'm adding more of those black puffy stars. And then I am going to adhere that panel to the card base. Yeah, changed my mind on that. I was going to put them in the middle of the stars. I'm like, nope, that don't look good. So here we go, adhering the card panel to the purple card base. And that is going to complete card number 14. There you go. Last one. So another 1-inch strip that I am adhering to the card panel, which is a 4 by 5 1/4. You will have overhang, so you'll need to trim off the excess if you don't want it. Just making sure that it's straight. There I am, trimming off the excess. I then angle a aqua color. It's about 2.5 by 3-inch paper, and I diagonal it here. And then the next paper I diagonal there. That one is a 2 by 2, I believe. And I diagonal it actually the opposite way of the turquoise. And then the sticker sentiment I stick in the middle, and I make that even with the card panel. I then add some of the pink jemmies from the kit to the card panel. In clusters of 3. Still going with 1 from each size, as there were 3 different sizes included in this sheet. And once we're done with this corner, we adhere this panel to the aqua card base. And that completes card number 15. So these are the 15 cards that we just made. And if you notice, everything was coordinating. I only had to pull little bit things from my stash, which I really didn't have to do, but I wanted to maybe work with some of that stuff. Or like the ribbon, I got rid of that spool. I ended up using everything else on that spool. So yay for using up my stash. But like I said, you can get much more cards from this kit, so don't just stop at the 15. Okay, so those were the cards, and then if you remember in the unboxing video, I got the card, I'm not sure what it was called, A1 center step card die set. That was this one in the this die set that was in the club kit. And so I just made a little card sample, but that's how it stands up. See, it'll stand like that, and it fits in an A2 card. I just put a white space here so you can do your sentiment or your greeting inside. And yeah, so I cut out a few, so I'll be playing with this die more. Stay tuned for that. But hope you guys are having a crafty day. For more videos like these, see here. And until my next video, shakas!